Hey guys, it's your girl Corporate Carolyn, and I am just getting back in the house from having a lovely chicken and waffle dinner, as I want to call it, because I'm not going to eat dinner because I wound up eating so late with my husband. And then we took a nice little walk, even though my hair wasn't plaited up and it was very windy. So I was so glad I didn't have a half wig on because I would have been trying to hold it down. But anyway, the funny thing is I had a minute while my husband is upstairs chilling in the bed, and I'm waiting for my Walmart app to be ready so I can go pick it up. And so I was like, what should I do? Because I've already done the little work I had to do this weekend. And so I was like, what should I do? And so I realized I had a minute, because I feel like a DJ almost, because as soon as someone says, well, can you do a video that talks about blah? And then next thing you know, if I get a free moment, then I'll do that, especially while I'm thinking about it. And so I was reading some of the comments, and a lady asked, what do I do in my 2-hour a day, 5-day a week routine? And so I know I keep mentioning it. First thing, disclaimer, I have a screw loose, as my husband says. I have a slight touch of OCD, and I'm burning up. I have a slight touch of OCD because I like to do the same thing over and over again, and especially if I get good results. If I don't get good results, then I stop doing it. That's the best way to get me to stop doing something. I don't have any good results. But one thing is, like, I have to be here at this table by 8:30 every morning for my work from home gig, which I really love, which is why sometimes you see me working hours when it's after 5 o'clock, because I actually enjoy it, and I wasn't even sweating until I turned all these doggone lights on. But anyway, bear with me. It'll make it look more credible that I'm talking about working out, right? So anyway, the person asked me, what do I do for those 2 hours, 5 days a week? So because I have to be here at 8:30, I still wake up. Even without the alarm, I'd be awake by 4:50. So I may as well wake on up, right? So what I do is I do like this little stretch, because I had plantar fasciitis in the past, and I also had plantar fasciosis, which are just little tears in your plantar fascia. And so because I am 58, I'm friends with my podiatrist, meaning that I go there, we laugh and we joke, we talk about music and everything. And so if you want to work out a lot, your feet have to be in good health. And so one of the best ways is to find a good podiatrist that knows your situation, that knows about your bunion, that knows about your plantar fasciitis, that knows about your hallux rigidus, where I have a stiff big toe, and that you have arthritis in your big toe, and he can give you the right orthotics to support all of this. But one of the patients that I met at the podiatrist's office, probably about 5 years ago, she mentioned that before she gets out of the bed, so like before, a lot of times it's like 4:45, I'm laying in the bed with my feet up, in the air, and then like I do 10 like this, 10 like that, and that's one. And then I keep doing that, like to the count of 10, to the count of 10, and I do that 10 times before my feet touches the floor. So that warms up my plantar fascia. So really, that's the first thing that I do. Then I go downstairs to my basement. I don't like to go to gyms because I look raggedy. My hair's not like this. It's usually in anywhere from 4 to 6 plaits, maybe even 7, and then I just have them like pulled with pins, and I just go downstairs. I can barely see. I wear the same raggedy workout outfit day in, day out. Don't wash it, just put it on the side of the tub, and then so I just grab that because I'm sleepy, my eyes are sticky, and I just go right to the basement, make my apple cider vinegar water. I put 2 tablespoons in. If you ever want to talk about that, you can let me know. And so I take that downstairs. I even make one for my husband. He's on the 1 tablespoon routine, and then I just like leave that in the kitchen, take my cup, go to the basement, put on my workout clothes and my shoes, and by that time it is 5:05 on the nose. Very rarely is it ever 5:06. Corporate Carolyn is focused. And so then, because I had knee surgery in November of last year, I had a meniscectomy, which means that they had to trim a torn meniscus that I had. I didn't know that older people tend to get that a lot, and it got stuck in between my patella and whatever else in my knee, and so I couldn't straighten it. It was really bad. I was in Martha's Vineyard with a gimp, but anyway, so it's at least 90% healed now, so praise the Lord for that. But as a part of that diagnosis. When the surgeon went in, he saw all of this horrible wear and tear, and he saw that I had arthritis. And of course, I guess it's fitting because I have arthritis in the big toe. I am really 58. So the doctor says no more running, because I used to run, for the majority of an hour on the treadmill. So he says, oh, now you need to do low impact if you want your knee to last as long as you want it to last. And so I'm listening, because I don't want like a knee replacement or hip replacement, anything like that a lot of people wind up getting. So he has my attention, as the villain said in The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. He has my attention. So he recommended like the elliptical machine, which I don't have downstairs. They talked about cycling, which supposedly is good for the cartilage in your knee. So I crafted a workout to replace the jogging and the HIIT routines that had like burpees, jumping jacks, all sorts of things that would be hard on my knees. Jumping rope, stuff like that. So I told the surgeon that I wouldn't do that anymore. So what I'm doing is I have a recumbent bike that I had bought for my husband years ago, and I almost gave it away about 2 years ago because nobody was using it, because I don't really like, or I didn't really like using the exercise bike. I found it monotonous, and it didn't burn as many calories as jogging. And your girl, because I used to be a chubby chunker when I was a teenager, I'm not trying to be a chunky middle-aged person, so I was doing whatever burned the most calories. That was my motivation prior to surgery. But after surgery, I'm trying to play nicely with my knee and have it last as long as it needs to last, while still being, having good cardiovascular health and being able to fit into the lovely clothes that I like to wear that are very fitted. So anyway, so recumbent bike, we have that. So I use that for 36 minutes. And then like what I do is for the first 20 minutes, I go forward 5 minutes, kind of like a warm up, like I used to do with physical therapy. But I put it up to a resistance of about 5. So I do that 5 minutes. Then when the timer goes off, I'm very precise, then when the timer goes off, I go backwards for another 5 minutes at a resistance of 15. Then I go forward. Then I go backwards. And then when I get to the 20-minute mark, I just go forward at that 5 level of resistance, and I work my way up to that. And eventually I'll probably put it up more, but right now I'm still rebuilding and trying to burn as many calories as possible. So and then when I finally get to the 36-minute mark, I just stretch that knee on the exercise bike, kind of as a part of my physical therapy. And then that's burned up probably about 200 calories, and I get off of that. And at this point, it's what time is it? Probably about 4:50 or whatever. So then I have like this little stepper, that this lovely lady, I forget what her name is, but I'll put it in the chat. Not the chat, but I'm acting like I'm at work. I'll put it in the comments or the description if I can remember what her name is. But she has this workout thing where she lost probably about 50 pounds after having a baby. And so I thought that would be rehabilitative for my knee. So I do like about 50 counts of that. And then after that, what do I do? Oh, then I get my 5-pound weights, because I like to add those in. These are 8 pounds that I brought up here that I would try to do during the workday. But like I have both of these, and then like I saw this thing on Instagram. They're always talking about ways that women can fit in extra exercise. And so I added this in where like you are like kind of standing at an angle, and you bend and you touch the ground like that. And then you do it like that and like that. And then you go up like that and like that. And then I do that for a count of 5. And then I get the 5-pound weights and I put them behind my head. I don't want you guys to see under my arms, but I get it like that. And then I like let the weights go back for a count of 25 with my leg, stretched out back, where it's straightening the knee that was affected by the surgery. And so I do a 25 count of that, because I want to keep my the area under my arms in a nice shape. So I do that. And then what else I do? I do a physical therapy move that helps to straighten the knee, because my knee still was not straight after the surgery, which I didn't know is something that happens when you tend to have surgery on your knee. Like you struggle to regain the mobility, and especially if you're over 50. And so then I do that, and then I do a couple of other stretches using the treadmill, the side of it that they recommended in physical therapy. And then what else do I do? Oh, and then I get my stability ball and I bend over backwards on it, which helps to loosen up my back nicely, and it does a nice work on my core. And I do that for a count of 30, and then I lean forward and stretch both of my legs out in front, and then kind of like increase the mobility or the flexibility of my legs. So I do that. Then I lay out my yoga mat for when I do Pilates at the end. And so by that point, it's about 6 o'clock. So what I do is I go upstairs, I come up here, and then I get out this little stair stepper or like this thing that you get on a mini step ladder. It's just like one like that. And so I do an exercise that I learned in physical therapy where like you lean forward and you bend the knee as far as it can go, just to improve the mobility. So I do 3 sets of 15 of that while I'm listening to Steve Harvey, his morning show, where he has like this little motivational moment that he starts out with at 6 minutes. Get the coffee pot ready. And I listen to him while I'm doing that exercise. And then this wonderful physical therapist who talks about osteoarthritis and other types of things, she gave a wonderful exercise and said that if you want to be able to walk faster, not faster, but further, and maybe even faster, that you can't just work on the front of your knee. You got to work the side and the back. And so I do these little side taps, where like you do a minute to the left and a minute to the back, and then you do it for the other leg as well. So I do those while I'm listening to Steve, and then I do some leg extensions on the side of the counter, and then do I do anything else? Oh, and I do some like toe raises. So like by the time Steve is finished at 6:10, the coffee pot is ready to go when I hit it, when I come down after getting dressed and everything. And then also I've done the physical therapy exercise, and after that point I go downstairs and I hop on the treadmill. And so I do 30 minutes on the treadmill after that. And if my knee is cooperating, I do an incline of 2 for the majority of the time, and then I try to do like a little circuit, where I increase it and take it up to 4 for a time, and then I bring it back down to 2. But if my knee is complaining or anything, then I might just take it back to 0. But I do a full 30 minutes with that. And then after I'm done with that, then I do this Pilates workout that incorporates some of the things that my physical therapist had, like about doing bridges where you're working your glutes, you're working like the sides of your knees and whatnot. And also I had never been a fan of lunges because my knees never liked lunges even when I was younger. But this lady, her channel is Move with Nicole. It's her power Pilates workout. It's a 30-minute workout, and so I do that next, and that takes me to 7:18. So between 5:05 and 7:18, this is all I do. So it's mainly 36 minutes on the treadmill, 30 minutes on the exercise bike, rather, the recumbent, and recumbent just means you're sitting. It's not like up, the one that is uncomfortable to your butt. This is one like that people with back issues would probably tend to use. So then that, and then the treadmill for 30 minutes, and then Pilates for 30, which I thought was a punk move, but it really isn't. And surprisingly, this workout, it uses the 5-pound weights. I think that it's made my waist, because I have a short waist, I think it's made it more streamlined, as you might have seen in the video where I was talking about protective styling. And I had on a black faux leather dress and some tall boots, and a lot of people were thinking that I was younger than what I am. That was obviously a really good day and probably one of the best pictures I've ever taken in my entire life. But in that picture, it made me look slimmer in my midsection, which is such a blessing at 58, but also for a person who was told that they can't run or do high impact exercises, the fact that I was able to not become a chubby chunker while I had a few weeks where I couldn't do any kind of exercises. And then finally, when I started doing something, it's all low impact, something radically different. So I thank the Lord that I didn't gain any weight, but it's given me more respect for Pilates. So don't sleep on Pilates and maybe some of the power yoga moves that might work your muscles and get you a good result. So am I sweating like crazy like I used to? No, but I have started to break a sweat, especially as I start to do a little bit more. But I feel really good because I'm using the weights, and you want to do resistance training. Oh, I forgot. And that moment before I go up to listen to Steve Harvey, I also throw in 10 push-ups because I'm trying to make sure I still do stuff for my shoulders and for my boobs, because when I was doing the HIIT workouts with Jeanette Jenkins, I really missed those because those burpees and the push-ups that she had you doing, it really lifted my boobs to say that at 58 that I'm not wearing a bra or a push-up or anything, and the girls are just standing up on their own. It's because those push-ups helped, and I do the regular ones, not the ones where my knees are on the floor, but it helps build the muscle up behind your breast tissue. And so, and like, I'm not going to show you this, but I was showing my husband, I said, look, I can move my boobs, kind of like a Terry Crews, like maybe 1/100th of what Terry Crews can do. I actually have some control over those muscles, and that's because of the push-ups and the burpees that I had done before. And so you definitely want to do stuff like that. You want to use the weights as much as you can without hurting anything. So that's what I'm doing between 5:05 and 7:18 Monday through Friday, unless I'm on vacation and I would just walk on a treadmill somewhere. And then on the weekends, like sometimes my husband and I will walk around the neighborhood together, but I can't count on that. So what I do is I wind up waking up usually by 7, which I did yesterday, and I hop on the treadmill. First I do about 10 minutes on the exercise bike forward and backwards just to warm up. Then I hop on the treadmill and I'm watching like Dateline that I've recorded, or Cheaters, which is so bad you wouldn't even think I want to watch that. But a lot of times it's on television when I'm lacing up my shoes, and I find myself watching a little bit of it as I'm looking to see what things are on the television programming so I can record it on my DVR. And so I do at least 50 minutes. And then if my husband wants to go out for a walk, I'm down. But if he doesn't, at least I've gotten over 45 minutes of exercise on a Saturday. Then on a Sunday, like today, I woke up at 5:23, and I said, you just need to stop. We're not getting up at 5:23. It is dark. Take your butt back to sleep. So I was able to go back to sleep until about, I don't know, maybe like 6:10, and then I hopped up again, went down to the basement and got on the exercise bike for about 10 minutes, 5 minutes forward, 5 minutes back. Then I got on the treadmill for today. I think I was on the treadmill at least 45 minutes because I was trying to finish Dateline. And so 7 days a week, I do something, even if you're just walking. I mean, it's good for your cardiovascular health. It's good to keep you from having high blood pressure, diabetes. Let's see, what else? It's supposed to help with cancer prevention. And I do believe that it helps you to boost your circulation, which helps the health of your skin. And then, especially if you're drinking some water too, and using some sunscreen, you're going to look younger than your years too. So I don't know how to tell anybody anything quickly, and I apologize. But for the person who asked me what I do for 2 hours, there you go. That's what I do. And if you're wondering how I'm wearing my hair, like I said, it's usually in plaits and wrapped up. It's not like this. This is just something that you do if you're out, walking with your husband somewhere like in a town center. But just for the heavy duty, hardcore, you better put that hair up and get your butt to work, and you'll see results. But anyway, I got to go to Walmart and let them load my trunk. Hope that helps somebody out there, and look forward to talking to you guys more in the future. Until the next time, have a good one. Bye.